What's up, guys? You're welcome to Tech Talks on MT Smart Homes. My name is Clay. On Tech Talks, we do unboxing and reviews of smart home technology and technology as a whole. We have conversations around technology, and our hope is that you get to learn something and maybe improve on your interactions with technology. We also hope that you would subscribe to our channel, you watch our videos, share, leave comments about how you feel about the devices and the things that we talk about. And so we can get to grow from there, learn from each other. So guys, the device we'll be doing today, we did an unboxing of this device and first impression yesterday with my friend Sylvia of Conversations with Sylvia on YouTube. You can check her out. In the end, I noticed that the audio was messed up, so I'm redoing this video without her, and we already opened the device and we did first impressions and tests, so I will not be shocked at how it functions anymore because I tried this out. So guys, today we'll be talking about this device right here. This is what it looks like. Looks like a DJ's turntable. So that is what it is, and this, as you must have seen from the title, is an induction cooker, an induction cooktop. So what is an induction cooktop? The concept of induction cooking is part of electrical cooking, electric cookers. Probably we know about electric cookers, we have seen some, but the concept used in the functioning is a little different. Electric cookers use thermal conduction. That means that electricity goes through a coil, heats it up, and that heat is transmitted from the coil to the surface where the pot is placed. With induction cooking, it's not exactly the same. So induction cooking works through the process of electromagnetic field transfer, and it transfers electromagnetic fields from the element which is inside onto the cooking material, like the pot, I should say, and not transferring it to the cooktop, then to the cook pot, but rather straight from the element to the cook pot. That means that the surface is not supposed to get heated when it's cooking. Well, it may get residual heat from the cook pot back to it, but it doesn't get heated by the original plan. It doesn't heat up the surface. That also means that this would only work with pots that can receive electromagnetic fields, and generally pots that contain ferromagnetic materials would work. Not all pots will work. Pots like cast iron, stainless steel pots would work. Zinc pots will not work. And a very quick way to know if a pot will work is to use a magnet. Use a magnet on the pot. If it holds, then that pot will work. I'll show you an example. I have a magnet and I have some cook pots right here. So this is zinc. You see it doesn't hold. That is it. That means it will not work. I'll demonstrate this for you. And here is a stainless steel pot. This would work. So if I use this one on this, it will work. So one thing I would want to say about this is it's electric. So you have to constantly have power if you need to use it. So you plug it to power 220 for this one. Maybe those in America, from America, will probably be 110, but this is what this used. And what makes this very special is not just the fact that it works on a different principle that is induction cooking, but the fact that it is programmed. So you can program, you can choose your heat, just like you have a heat knob or flames knob on a gas cooker. This one has touch buttons, and you can regulate the heat by regulating power. or just the temperature, depending on what you cook. And so it has presets. So it has hot pot, stir, frying, just fry, soup, and water. So if you choose any of these presets, it already has an assigned temperature or assigned power. For example, boiling water doesn't require any, if you want to boil water, just let it boil. So boiling water has the highest temperature, the highest power setting for this, and it's 220. So it's safe to say this is a 220 watt, 2200 watt induction cooktop, because that's the highest power which I have seen on it. So we can say that is it. One other cool feature of this is the fact that you can time. If you're cooking, you can choose to say, all right, this thing I'm cooking, I want it to cook for a minute. So after a minute, the cooker will go off. So you can time it, but it can the timer works between 1 minute and 3 hours. So if you're cooking something that takes more than 3 hours, after 3 hours you have to turn on the cooker again to keep cooking. Besides that, it has a cool feature, a child lock. So in a child lock, if you set up anything and you put it on child lock, no other button works unless you take it out of the child lock. And that is just in case kids pass around. It looks nice, so a kid would want to know. And also because it has a touchpad, you can easily put your hand and then do something. And maybe you don't remember you did that. So if you put your presets, you can put it on child lock and let it do what it's doing. So it has up down touchpad, so you can maybe increase the power or decrease it or increase the time, and that works like that. But it has the smudges each time you touch. I don't know, this from mobile phones is becoming like the back of some phones, of maybe not flagship phones. When you touch, your fingerprints are left. That it's one thing, but it's easy to clean. It's easier to clean this than your ordinary gas, as a gas cooktop, because first, because of the fact that it has this tempered glass, which some gas cooktops now have. Most have this, so it's easy to clean. But the cook surface itself, that's where the difference is. It's easier to clean the surface even in the middle of cooking, because it doesn't really get that hot. It gets warm, and here there is a warning: surface remains hot after you use. Do not touch. Yeah, good warning. That's very important. Take it seriously. But the surface doesn't get very hot. You can touch it, but you shouldn't touch it. It wouldn't burn. You will feel the warmth, but well, that also depends on how long you have been cooking, because the heat that you feel, it's not heat from the surface. It's heat because it left the pot back to the surface. So it's not like the surface gets hot by the design, but because the pot gets some of the heat from the pot gets back here. And this induction cooktops cook really fast. One of the reasons I would say is because only the surface where the pot is, where the ferromagnetic material is, gets the concentration of the electromagnetic field, thereby the heat. So no heat is wasted like with gas cooktops, because some of the heat goes, flies away because of the sites. But here all the heat is constant. I keep saying heat because it's easier to understand it that way, but this thing itself doesn't send out heat. So when it's on and you put your hand around it, you would not feel any heat. you would not feel any warm till you have a pot which is ferromagnetic on it. Then you feel the heat. So it uses a shorter time. I did a test with an open pot for 1.5 liters of water. It took about 6 minutes, and I had earlier tried with a closed pot, and it took about half that time. And with my gas cooktop, it took longer. It took longer than that to boil that same quantity of water. So this is what it looks like. Also, it has a series of error codes which are in the manual, but the one I have seen displayed is the E0 error code. So it will display on the board E0 if it is on and there is no cooking material, no cook pot on it. Or if there is, but it's not the right one, there will be an E0 error message on the screen. So you know that what you're using would not work. So I'll show you an example. I'll turn this on and then use this. So this will not work. And then, I don't know if you can see this. All right. So it says E0. That's the arrow. But if I do this, it starts working. But there's nothing, so I shouldn't heat this up. At this point, we can go on to a test. And guys, maybe in about 2 months or 3 months, when I've done a good test of this device, cooked all our traditional meals on it, I'll be able to tell you exactly what I think about the functionality, the proper functioning. At least I can tell you that it works. It does what they say it should do, because I've done a slide test. But how good it does that is what I would have to test, and I'll get back to you. Probably a comparison maybe between an induction cooktop and a gas cooktop, and maybe it'll help you in your decision in choosing. But let me know in the comment section. Maybe you've used this device for much longer and you know how good it works, and you let us know in the comment section. Please guys, share, comment, like, pass it on, and guys, on to the next video. Peace.